Lingportal Online School presents.
What is your English level? How to find out your English level? For learners of English, this question often arises. We have developed a test that will help you determine your English level. This test consists of 3 parts, with a total of 45 questions: Basic English, Intermediate English, Advanced English. Don't forget to prepare a notepad and pen to write down both your answers and new vocabulary. Let's go! How are you? I am well, thank you. Be is an irregular verb with several forms. Present, I am. He, she, it is. You, we, they are.
Can I speak to you for a moment? In this case, moment means a very short period of time, not a particular time or occasion.
Peter comes to his office at 8 o'clock. Present simple tense. When the verb is in the third person singular, for example, he, she, it, we add s or es to the verb.
His office is on the 3rd floor. We use on to talk about a floor in a building.
How many books are there? Use there are when the noun is plural.
Sand is an uncountable noun, as we cannot count sand with numbers.
Only women work at that flower shop. The plural form of woman is women, not womans.
He isn't a bad guy. The team played badly and lost the match. Bad is an adjective and means unpleasant. Bad guy. Badly is an adverb and means in a way that isn't good quality. Played badly.
The red ball is bigger than the blue ball. The comparative form of adjectives is used to compare two things: people, ideas. Big, bigger, the biggest.
How much information is on the internet? Use much for the uncountable nouns. Example: information, water, sand.
My brother enjoys playing the guitar. Only a gerund can follow the verb enjoy.
I was reading a book when he came home. Past continuous tense is used to express a continuous action that was interrupted by a shorter one.
If it's raining today, I will stay home. Zero conditional is used to talk about a fact, so we use will in the main clause.
She hasn't seen her brother since this February. Since means from a particular time in the past until now.
Good morning, Mr. Freeman. Could I ask you a question?
Yes, certainly.
I am sorry, Mr. Freeman. Could I have a day off tomorrow? I need to visit a doctor.
What is the matter with you?
I'm not sure, but I don't feel well. That is why I need to visit a doctor.
Oh, I see. Of course you can be off. Thanks for informing me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Freeman. That is very kind of you.
Not at all.
Goodbye, Mr. Freeman.
Goodbye, Alex. I wish you good luck. Keep well.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Keep well too.
I will do my best.
Did you have difficulties with answering these questions? Well, if you have answered 10 or more questions correctly, your English level is probably A2. So you are able to communicate in everyday situations with commonly used vocabulary. If you made more than 5 mistakes, your English level is probably between A1 and A2. So you can interact with other people in a simple way, provided the other person talks slowly and clearly.
Alex tried to open a box with a knife. Preposition with an has a meaning, using something.
What is the noise? What has just happened? Present perfect tense is used to talk about a finished event in a very recent past. We don't give a specific time.
You needed help, didn't you? Tag questions, or question tags. Turn statements into questions and consist of 2 parts. Statement plus question.
If he had studied hard, he would have passed the exam. We use the third type of conditionals to talk about unreal past situations and their probable unreal results or actions in the past. The formula is the following. If plus past perfect would have plus past participle.
Is that the best idea you can come up with? Idiom come up with means to suggest or think of an idea or plan.
He asked me what I wanted. Indirect report of WH questions consists of a reporting clause and a reported clause beginning with the WH word. We don't use a question mark.
I hate spiders. I can't even look at a picture of a spider. Neither can I. We use neither plus auxiliary modal verb to mean also not.
My children cooked the meal by themselves. This sentence means children cooked alone or without any help. We often use reflective pronouns with by to mean alone or without any help.
We saw a wonderful film yesterday. You should go and see it. We use see, not watch, when we talk about being at public performances, such as films, theatre. However, we watch the television.
He decided to move abroad. The verb decide takes a pattern, verb plus to plus infinitive.
I used to play football every Saturday when I was at school. We can also use used to talk about past habits, repeated past actions that don't happen anymore.
You could at least have phoned me to say everything was okay. We use at least to express a minimum of what we expect to happen, usually when we're annoyed about something.
The workers have been trying to move the piano into the flat for an hour. We use the present perfect continuous tense to describe a continuous activity that began at a point in the past and is still continuing.
New ancient pictures were discovered in a cave by a group of tourists. We form the standard passive with be plus ed form.
Blackpool illuminations. Now we're going to something bright and exciting, the greatest free light show on Earth. The Blackpool illuminations are 6 miles of lit-up decorations in Blackpool, which are turned on between September and January. You can drive through the illuminations, walk by them, or even take a ride on the illuminated train. The illuminations first started in 1879 as an experiment with street lighting, which the public called artificial sunshine. Although we are much more used to the idea of electricity now, these lights are still an amazing sight and can be experienced for free by any tourist who would like to visit Blackpool, a seaside town in Lancashire, which is in the northwest of the UK.
Did you get it right? Good job. If you have answered 10 and more questions correctly, your English level is probably B2. So, you are able to communicate easily and spontaneously in a clear and detailed manner. If you made more than 5 mistakes, your English level is probably between B1 and B2. So, you're able to understand the main points of clear texts in standard language. Let's move to C1 questions.
I could see at a glance that something was wrong. At a glance means immediately.
Which sentence uses the past perfect correctly? The plane had taken off before I arrived to airport. This is the correct sentence. By using the past perfect tense, the speaker wants to emphasize that an action happened before another action in the past.
It's a chaotic and disorganized country, but on the other hand, it's a very friendly and beautiful place. Both things are true for this country, so don't use but on the contrary.
If nobody bought bread yesterday, we will eat nothing. Mixed type of conditionals.
Successful business is partly a matter of keeping one step ahead of the competitors. If you stay one step ahead of someone or something, you manage to achieve more than they do and avoid competition.
He pretended to have lost her number and so had been unable to contact her. We use the perfect infinitive with to have plus V3 after verbs such as pretend, expect, hope, hate.
Alex was so tired, she could scarcely keep her eyes open. Scarcely means almost not at all.
He couldn't have gone to the shopping center. It's closed on Sundays. We use could have plus V3 to talk about possibility in the past.
By next month, irregular verbs will have been studied by the students. Future perfect passive construction is will plus have plus been plus past participle.
How dare you presume to speak for a company you are no longer a part of? How dare is used to express anger about something someone has done.
If any single Scala production after the war was the paragon of excellence, it was this one. Paragon means a person or thing that is perfect, or has an extremely large amount of a particularly good characteristic.
Lisa was much taken with his suave and debonair manner, even after he confessed to her his involvement in a swindle. Debonair, especially of men, means attractive, confident, and carefully dressed.
Having said that, I didn't mean to offend. I just meant to say the truth. Having said that means despite what has just been said.
Each attempt was substantially different from the other. Substantially, adverb, means to a large degree. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 into the family of a priest and was the fourth child. Although he was destined for the path of a priest, Tesla really wanted to be an engineer. When Nikola fell seriously ill, and the doctors had already abandoned him, his father promised that he would let him study at the best university in Europe, and this helped Tesla to get back on his feet. After studying at the Higher Technical School in Graz, Austria, he worked as an electrical engineer for the telegraph company in Budapest. Tesla had a photographic memory and he could not only visualize in detail all the inventions in his head but conduct trials with them without making any notes. For example, he invented his electric motor during a walk in Budapest Park, while reading Goethe's book, Faust. Suddenly, an image of a rotating magnetic field appeared in his head, as they now would say, in 3D. And putting the book aside, he immediately drew a diagram of it in the sand. Incredibly, if the imaginary device did not work, then the scientist also mentally looked for errors and corrected them in his head.
Congratulations! You should be proud. If you managed to answer half of the questions correctly, you probably have a level of C1, and you can express ideas fluently and spontaneously without much obvious searching for expressions.